Alright, so we're going to check out the differences between the new MD180 ST Turbo versus the last year's model, or the older model, Turbo. As you can see here, I'm sure most people already know at this point that the 180 flips from forward to reverse. So let's give it a shot. The main thing I want to test out today is whether or not the new Turbo is faster than the old Turbo. So I've got a fish finder here that shows how fast we're going, and let's check it out. So let's put in the old one first. Alright, so we're going about 2.7, 2.8 knots. This is kind of just normal speed here, what I would consider normal speed. You know, not too much effort, you know, just kind of cruising speed. So we're stabilized here at about 2.6, 2.7 knots. Alright, so let's change it. Okay, immediately it seems like there's more thrust off the get. It's almost like it has more torque. Okay, so we're about at the same. You can tell that the rubber is stiffer on these new ones. It just, you feel like you have more grip on the water, but I'm not really seeing too much of an increase in speed. It's pretty much exactly the same speed, 2.7 knots. 2.7 knots with about the same amount of power. I would actually say it's slightly more pressure is required for 2.7 knots. I think it has to do with the rubber. The rubber just isn't as soft. But I feel like I can get up to that speed quicker with these pedals. So that's it. You know, I think that answers some questions, at least that I had, that a lot of the YouTube videos didn't talk about. Is it faster, and what's the difference in the feel? Well, again, the feel is, it seems like it has more thrust, but it takes slightly more effort. Okay, we're locked onto a snook here using the reverse drive. Reverse drive really helped here. This is a giant snook. This is probably my biggest snook to date here. Oh my God, yeah. Big snook. The reverse drive definitely helped. Kept me from going back into the mangroves. Here's an instance where reverse really helps. I can kind of ease back from these pylons and stay right here without having to mess around with the kayak too much. Put it in forward. See, now I can work this whole area. Could never do that before. Well, I could, but I'd have to use paddles and I'd have to let go of my rod and mess around with it a lot. This just makes it so much easier.